Ronan Farrow used to be best known as the son of actress Mia Farrow and director Woody Allen. Now, though, he has proven his journalistic chops with stunning revelations about Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein. And some of it has gotten a little personal. Ronan Farrow got a rocky start in TV journalism.
A hotly anticipated NBA news conference.
That MSNBC show was short-lived, but so began his tenure as a special investigator for NBC News.
Ronan Farrow is a contributor for The New Yorker and an NBC News contributing correspondent.
But that NBC relationship fell apart after NBC refused to run his explosive story detailing allegations that Harvey Weinstein was a sexual predator.
I walked into the door at The New Yorker with an explosively reportable piece that should have been public earlier, and immediately, obviously, The New Yorker recognized that.
Now Ronan Farrow is getting the recognition. He is the face of truth to power in the Harvey Weinstein story, with a third New Yorker piece out this week.
I was threatened with a lawsuit from his lawyers and intermediaries.
Stephen Colbert, though, took Farrow one step closer to the story.
Well, you have talked about Woody Allen for years. And those accusations, as far as I can tell, and I don't know Mr. Allen, but have been like pennies against a battleship. There's been no effect.
A battleship that has been in therapy for many, many years.
Okay.
While Farrow says there was no direct link that motivated him to do the story, he admits being familiar with the issue helped.
Sexual assault was an issue that had touched my family. I understood over time the importance of confronting it honestly and the importance of tough, meticulous reporting in exposing these kinds of crimes.
And that he has done. You know, in one of the interviews, he said that this was just another assignment when it got going. He first got assigned this 10 months ago, so he started working on it. And he did recognize that he had an association with this through his family, but he didn't really think of it. I mean, it really hasn't come forward until, because there's just been a floodgate, let's face it, in the last week. And so then people are circling back to Woody Allen, which they hadn't done for a while. I mean, it still comes up from time to time. But so Stephen Colbert asking him if it had a direct correlation. He said no, but I think, you know, in his answer, he's so articulate, by the way. His deep in his heart, he knows that he was so affected by this that he wanted to get to the bottom of it.
He has, and what a tsunami he has set off, because there's really, you just connect the dots from the Harvey Weinstein revelations to Michael Oreskes, to Louis C.K., and now to Roy Moore, the Roy Moore story that the Washington Post did this week. It was a combination of good, dogged reporting, informed by his own situation, and obviously doing it at the right cultural moment. And sometimes you don't know when that cultural moment is going to be, but obviously that it was there. And we've seen what the results have been. It's been amazing.
I would just say, I'm not sure it was the cultural moment, but the women willing to go on the record, which
says.
then changed the environment at this moment. I don't know how long it's going to last, and that's why a number of women, by the way, are saying they're coming forward, because they don't know how long it's going to last, and they want to be on the record for that. But it's interesting. When I first read his story, that's the first thing I thought about, because I was keenly aware of his defense of his sister against the alleged harassment by Woody Allen, his stepfather, and her stepfather. That's the first thing that came to mind. I don't take issue with that.
I think it's the real father.
Well, okay. I'm not clear who's the stepfather or whatever. But he defended his sister, and she got sort of taken down at the time, years ago, in a way that these women who have come out now have not been. And she was maybe one single voice, and that had something to do with it. I just want to add that I think it's important for somebody to bring a special perspective, which he would in this case because of what happened to him and his family. That doesn't always happen if you're a black reporter reporting on issues that concern the black community, and then people say, well, you're so biased. No, I have a perspective. Just saying.
More than perspective, I would say some of the best reporting and writing that you ever see is infused with the passion of people who've been touched by that subject. Now, you know, it's journalism. The facts have to be in order. Exactly. It has to be written and edited properly, and I think the Ronan Farrow work certainly was. But, you know, I think of Tim O'Brien's writing about Vietnam. You know, I think of Elie Wiesel writing about the Holocaust. You know, you write about what you know, and in these cases, I think that helps the quality of the journalism.
I think we're all in agreement here. I think Ta-Nehisi Coates has come right back to that. I mean, his experiences, obviously, in the book, which was the letter to his son, is this is what it means to be growing up black in America, and he writes passionately about the experiences that shaped his own view. You just cannot get that in any other way. It does come back to what are the facts that underlie this. And I think one of the comments that I think it was Ronan said was the question about did you feel some sense of relief now that you're talking about what happened to your sister and so forth? And his answer was, yeah, for years we didn't, but now that truth itself is a healer, and I thought that was a really powerful thought.
He's a powerful speaker, in addition to a great writer.